Yeah, Black Label. I've ridden a bunch of ups and downs. From the company luckily has worldwide appeal. I mean, I can answer the phone hungover in my hallway. That's where I slept because all the rooms are taken, and answer Black Label skates. Yeah. It can be 4 o'clock in the morning, and somebody on the other end of that line thinks it's a company. Hold on a second. Let me transfer you to the wheel department. Put them on hold. Holy fuck. Yeah. You know.
Oh yeah.
Black Label wheel department, you know, or whatever, you know.
Boys.
So you want to buy a set of flat spots?
When your younger brother, your best friend, quits?
It's hard because he's seen me go through all the ups and downs. He's seen it, and we were able to kind of ride it into a really nice wave with Giant. Then we've seen it just dump right off back into the garage, and through Giant kind of changed the course of things because at that point, and the whole time I still maintained ownership of the whole brand, and every dollar that got spent out of there was still through my pocket, but the company made enough money through there to be able to afford all the things we were kind of doing. And then so, it gets hard because at certain times, I'm dealing with people wanting to come on board. People started giving me the opportunity like we're talking about. I have these guys. Jeff, my best friend's still with me. I have these younger guys. I'm turning guys pro. Before you know, I have 12, 13 pros on the team. Yeah, I have Jason Adams. I have guys like this. And then people keep bringing things on board. And I'm like that guy going, yeah, this is fucking awesome. I want to keep doing it. I want to keep helping. To me, I feel like I'm helping. Mm-hmm. But in other ends, you start ignoring. You start letting things go behind you that once help you get there. Anything that is possible that can go wrong. That's why when he was saying, oh, you have everything at your fingertips. That doesn't mean I'm still upset. Well, you can have everything rising and still have everything crashing behind you in the background. And so he's seen me go through all kinds of ups and downs. And then there was guys that got paid salaries. There's guys that got paid board royalties. Those are decisions I had to make. And I sometimes, didn't always clash well with everybody. And then at some point it all kind of caved in. And people decided to either move on or got better opportunities. And then when the writing was on the wall and people started seeing the weakness of Black Label and blood in the water, it kind of happened real fast. And Jeff wasn't the only one to leave, even though that was a great
How long do you
loss.
have to think about it before you tell him, hey, I'm leaving? Like, was that, obviously that's difficult.
I don't know. For a long time.
Yeah,
years.
I'm assuming you're toiling over it.
I mean, look, we don't need to go fucking carving up a fucking scar here.
Chet was telling me he cried when he actually
on
quit.
video.
Well, sorry.
No,
but he actually was emotional. Like
he was, and it was emotional for me too.
Yeah, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I'll tell you right now, this is the first time he and I have ever really talked about it. Is right here.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm asking.
I mean, look. The bottom line is. All the cliches are true. Going into fucking business with family members is not usually the brightest fucking idea. Mm-hmm. There's gonna end up being fucking some bloodshed and some tears. We take advantage of the ones that we love the most, and not in a malicious way. Not in like there was no malice or anything like that. But the bottom line, what it really ended up coming down to for me was it's more important to me to have John as a friend and as a family member and in my life than it is to be one of his employees. And if I were to stay on as one of his employees, we would no longer be friends. And that's just what we had done to our relationship. And it was a lot of things. And it's not all one-sided. My behaviors at times, most of the time, I shoulder most of the burden. I was a huge fuck up and a disappointment. And he was a huge fuck up and a disappointment. We equally firebombed our friendship over skateboards.
Which is how we became friends in the first place.
Over business. And, over what? Like, sell my skateboard with my name on it and give me $2. Like, what the fuck are we doing? This isn't what life's about. And, so...
And that's...
I just thought, it took me, I fucking probably thought about it for 5-7 years, something like that. Like, this has got to fucking stop. Like, John likes to do things the way John likes to do things, and I didn't always see eye to eye with that, and I would try to pitch in or give my 2 cents, usually unsolicited, and he'd just be like, yeah, that's great, I don't call asking you your advice, and he'd go do his thing, and that's fine. It's all fine. It's all water fucking under the bridge. It really came down to, I can stay on and we can end up fucking fighting and not being friends anymore.
He was going nowhere for you.
Or we can fucking call this fucking quits and I can go try to find another fucking gig. And so, I've got mad love and respect for what he's done with his skateboard company. There's all these fucking brands out there. You guys all want to claim that you're skater owned and operated, and there's always money coming from somewhere else. This motherfucker started his skateboard company with his own fucking money. And with his fucking balls and his bluff, he has fucking made it go for how many years? 25, 30?
Almost 28 years.
Brought it back in. I love it.
28 fucking years on his
Balls and bluff.
On his fucking bullshit,
100%,
man.
yeah.
And and there are very few outfits out there. You can count them on maybe 3 fingers that fucking do that, and he's one of them, and the rest of them are lying to you.
See, I was wondering for a period of time with how much
deserves a lot of respect.
Absolutely, I was wondering for a period of time. You have designed some of the greatest.
But I had to go skate for Anti-Hero.
Sorry,
but at the end of the day, it was the right choice, right? Because you guys are here. You're not enemies. You're
it didn't.
Assuming.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you a story of that day. It wasn't easy, but it was also a very hard time for Black Label. It was we had just started working with Blitz, and it wasn't like that proved to be a wrong decision. It was just a bad time in skateboarding. It was like 7 or 8 years ago, and the economy kind of had crashed.
Like the recession hit skateboarding
bad
at that time.
And at that point, I was forced to let all my employees go, close up shop, had to cut the money.
Basically, start from scratch.
Had to kind of start from scratch, and I was hoping, well, it worked with Giant, maybe we'll go work with this company Blitz, and that'll be good. Well, they were going through the same problems. Everything was not going their way. It just took a long time. The dust, I decided I had to let the dust settle, and that would have been to like park it somewhere where at least it's available and safe. And I didn't know it was going to be completely dead at that point there, but it's like anything else. You have to just keep fighting through it all.
So it was like when it rains,
so the day he came in, and he just came right in and just, and it was funny. I actually knew something was up. I actually went. He wasn't returning any of my calls, and I went actually looking for him. I drove by his new house. He wasn't around, and he came in one day because I'm sure he got my messages. I was looking for him just so I could tell something was up. Not that I called him every day. I don't call the team members every day, all day, trying to fucking figure shit out. But yeah, Jeff just rolled right in and goes, "Hey, I'm out," and I knew exactly what he meant.
He made it short like that.
Just came straight up and just said, "Hey, I'm out." Right? I knew exactly what he meant, and at that moment, it was a bit of relief for me, for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understood. I understood instantly, and a few words were spoken, and I gave him his very one off of a prototype that was to be his next board, which I think he still has.
Yes, I do.
Which is a cool Chameleons one.
Yes, it is. It says, "What does anything basically mean?" on it.
Exactly. That kind of is a perfect ending. Here's your new board, and there was only one of them because I just got the sample from him, right? And he'd explained this thing, and then within 5 minutes, he asked me if he thinks he should skate for this guy or this guy. So I'm, well, you're coming here, you're quitting, now you're asking me for advice. That's how much of brothers we are. So he quit right there on the spot and then asked me who we should skate for. And I told him. And that's not the one I said he should skate for.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, exactly. I said, I like these guys, but you know what? You should skate for exactly who you want to skate for. And that's what he chose.
Dude, it's so bad some days I can't skate. Like, I have to be like, fuck, it's too natted out. There's no skate today. There's no skating at all.
It's too natted out. That is amazing.
Dude,